that on your neck? Did some girl kiss you there? Is that a sucker bite?
What?
What? Hello, HuntChef Nation. Let's kick it off one more time here. All right, so we're going to work on throwing it down. Here's what we've got, Warren. So this is from the doe you killed last year. Just took it out of the freezer. This is 1/2 of a neck roast, right? So it's like from this side, esophagus out, most of the, there's a little bit of connective tissue there with that great big tendon that runs down the back. But when you bone that out, and a lot of people do that boneless method, you can see right here, this really pretty piece of meat looks just like your back strap. So a lot of people cut them behind the front shoulder. Some people cut them in front of the front shoulder. Everybody figures it out and does their thing a little bit different. A lot of times if you just follow that line, you can see that it's the complete top end of the back strap that runs all the way up underneath that deer's neck. And this, again, a whitetail neck, but it's the same on a mule deer, a pronghorn, a hog, an elk. So all this is that more tougher neck roast that can be so many good things. You can grind it, you can cube it up and brown it and braise it. See how that silver skin kind of fishes down right through the middle of that loin, comes back, and it's like one piece on top, one piece below, and then there's some smaller pieces off the feather bone here. So that big meaty piece of the back strap kind of ends just short of that. But what's up in here on the back side of that neck roast is still some really good stuff. I told you, do you remember what I told you today we're gonna make out of these potatoes? What kind?
Yeah, Hasselback.
Hasselback, yeah, we're gonna do a little different version of Hasselback potatoes. So out of this bottom side of the neck roast, we're just gonna peel silver skin off and get a really tasty and mostly tender piece of that loin. And everything else we're gonna hang on and save for our grind pile. These inside pieces of this neck roast, I'm telling you, are a different animal, different part of the animal, and are more tender than this outside piece. So we're gonna hang on to these for another recipe coming soon, where we either grind it or chunk it up in small pieces and brown it and braise it. But Warren, now that you got your knife, I'm gonna give you a little bit of direction, okay?
Yeah.
So I want you to hold it where your fingers aren't gonna, you're not gonna get hurt, okay? And you got 3 more to do after this one. So long ways like that, put it flat, okay? And then don't cut the whole way through. Just cut down like 3/4 of the way. Now some people like to put chopsticks on either side so they don't cut the whole way through. But if you know what you're doing and what you're looking for, and then you're gonna have like this sort of hinged effect, okay? And then we're gonna get these guys fired up into cast iron, and this is what you're looking for, right? Hinged, cut about 3/4 of the way through. If you cut your thumb off, you're just gonna have to run away because I don't want to see it, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you. Looks like he's doing pretty good here. He's got everything cut in half. You got some hinge cuts, that's okay. Finish that up. You're on the right track. You're on the right track, dude. And we're gonna take these and cut them into little niblets that we can get seared up and tasty and delicious. And we're gonna show you what's up with these here soon. You got the pro grade. Nice job, nice job, nice job. We're gonna need some carrots because you gotta have some veggies and some flavor and some depth with the ground up meat. peel back some onion. We have the onion and the carrots are going to start soon. And then we're going to follow these guys into the skillet with this inside venison roast. So, carrots going in. Now we're going to kick the heat up a little bit. Now we're going to get those onions ready and they're going to follow in. So while we're doing this with venison neck roast, you could be doing this with shoulder roast, you could be doing this with duck thighs, anything that takes a little bit more but doesn't have to be cooked until it's like gone until it's tender. So we want to get these guys low and slow caramelized and wait on the meat. So we've got some Canadian carnivore we're going to mix on. And you can season this stuff before or after, but the beforehand right now, and you can even do this a day in advance, half a day in advance. Some big, sexy beef rub going on behind that carnivore. And when you pre-season with anything like Big Sexy that has some sugar in it, this has a lot of dark brown sugar, just remember that that sugar is going to caramelize. And so as part of your cooking process, you don't want to burn it. So you want to pay attention to your heat. And last but not least, some tendering grill rub, just for that even, savory flavor that is going to go whole way through with these veggies. And I was good already. Those carrots and onions are getting ripe already. I mean, look at the color on them already, Matt. Holy mackerel. Look, they smell good. And where there's sizzle, you know there's flavor. So we're going to get a bunch of butter, and I mean a bunch of butter, into that bigger cast iron. And start to melt it down to get those potatoes going. Those guys are going straight in here. And then we've got these chicken of the woods mushrooms that our great friend Plumpy Rishel had given to us, and we're about to enjoy them a whole bunch. So these guys, if you haven't cooked them before, they're super firm and super dry, and they will soak up and soak up and soak up and soak up any and everything you put with them, whether it's fat like butter or bacon fat, chicken broth, venison broth. But tonight we're going to be almost all butter. So we're all about the butter tonight, Matt. We're going to get Warren's taters, the hinge cut for the Hasselback and going in. And a lot of times what you want to do is brown these, get them started, and then put them in the oven. Tonight we're going to kind of do a quick version to just get them on the way to tender and pop them off. We need a lid, Warren. We're going to use a big pan. Go on top. There we go. And we're going to start some more there. Now look at these carrots and onions. They have browned up, and to say they're getting tender is exactly where they're at. But we're going to let them brown and render down even more before we take them out and put the meat in. We're going to grab these mushrooms and put them in this pot up here, all the way in the front corner. No more are we talking about seed oils. We don't like work with them directly anymore, but folks are baking up bacon fat. We're going to put plenty of that in there. So remember when I said these chicken of the woods are so dry and woody, they suck up everything you give them. So we're going to give them a good start here and see how that all goes. Go ahead, give them a flip. Shake it, flip it over.
You trust me to do that?
Come on, yeah. What's the worst that can happen? Dip it over, dip it over, dip it over, dip it over, dip it over. Yep. You've done this before.
I can't.
Do it like you mean it. Come on. Yep, just like that. There it was. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Yes! Alright, set it back on the burner. Let them cook. Now, you want to give them a look in here. Give those all a good stir, buddy. But just the caramelization is what we're looking for there. Okay. Look how pretty the mushrooms are. Thank you, Clumpy Ritual. I mean, that vibrant color. You know you're eating natural. You know you're eating healthy. All right, push those all to the side, Warren.
When you're flipping it, you're just showing
Just make a hole. Make a hole. Make a hole. Right. Push them all to the side. All around the side. There you go. And then we're going to add in the deer meat and let that start to sear and suck up all that flavor and share its own flavor. Now take the fork and kind of smash all the deer meat out flat. And then in our Hasselback tater, there you go, where it looks good. We're going to add into that bacon and butter, some Worcestershire sauce. Oh yeah. And we're also going to add some of this bush white right behind it. You can use sweet tea, you can use chicken broth, anything you can add flavor and steam to help tender up the potatoes. All right, so we just turned the fire off under the mushrooms, Matt. So now it's time to season them. We got some HuntChef party fowl and some HuntChef tendering. Warren, season up those mushrooms. We turn the heat off. Party fowl, tendering, season them up. Let them have it. Yep, flip them. Come on. That's it. Flip them. Dip and flip. Dip. So now, Warren, what I want you to do is it's going to pop and bubble. So just flip them over, okay? So this is how you do it when you don't have an oven, you have a campfire. Go ahead and flip the other ones over just like that. And we got the venison, the carrots, and the onions. So the venison did its own thing in the center of the pan now. Now we're mixing it all together, bringing all that flavor. And remember, we seasoned the venison already. Canadian carnivore, big sexy beef rub, and tendering. So now we're going to kick this pan over to the side because those mushrooms are done. We're going to make sure that one's centered, that handle's hot on that burner. And we're going to put a bunch more beer in here for steam and help get those potatoes tender before we season them and add the cheese. Now, Matt, again, you can see how all this is coming together. The broth, the butter, everything, the juice from that venison and the veggies all coming together, putting that in that dish right there. Warren, take that fork and grab a little piece of meat, like the smallest one in there, the smallest one you can find, and I want you to give it a blow on it a little bit, pull it off, and give it a taste, and tell me if we need more seasoning or not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. It's hot.
I only have one. One
Oh, hot. I think it's good.
No more seasoning? We're good. All right, so let's look at your taters. You ready? Your Hasselback cuts you did, they've been steaming up. Now I want you to take your tongs and flip them all back over, okay? And get them all close together. We're going to season them, and we're going to put some cheese on them to bring this whole thing together. Okay, Warren, so now your taters. So you want to do party fowl, tendering, carnivore, big sexy, feather duster. Which one's your favorite? Feather duster is your favorite. All right, grab feather duster, load up the top of those potatoes, but I think you also need to follow them up a little bit of party fowl. About the same. Shake a bunch of that Parmesan on top of the cheddar. Like a lot? Like a lot. Yep, like a lot. Like a lot. Okay, looking good. A little more beer, killing the heat under it because that cast iron is holding the heat plus the heat in the potatoes. And we're gonna bring this whole crazy little dish together. All right, pull it up. So we could cook those longer, stronger, but I feel like right now they're probably pretty darn good. So Matt, I think it's important to show everybody we still get some of that sauce in the pan. Like at this point, you could wrap this with foil, put it in the oven for another 20 minutes. It would be absolutely fine. The cheese would be more melted, everything else would be ooey and gooey, but when I'm doing these kind of potatoes in a skillet, I want that extra sauce in the bottom because it's carrying a ton of flavor with it.
Extreme.
It's okay. See, I thought he would start up here, but that's okay. You can start wherever you want. It's your show.
My show.
What I've tried to share all these years is getting the next generation in the woods, on the water, is an incredible feat in itself these days because you compete with sports, YouTube, TikTok, and so much more for their attention and their time. So if you're lucky enough to drag them out in the morning or in the evening, get them back late, you get something down, it's like, okay, now we're gonna rip the guts out of it and cut it up. And they're like, well, what about Jimmy Crack Koren on YouTube here? He comes on live stream every night at this time. I gotta go. No. Then you get them in the garage, in the shop, in the kitchen, in the basement, and it's about trimming all the meat, grinding the meat, vacuum sealing, freezer wrapping, labeling, getting it in there, and then getting them in the kitchen. That's where we're winning. That's where we're bringing the next generation through all of our efforts to carry on this awesome outdoor tradition of wild harvest, eating what you kill, being self-sustaining, and making sure they can wipe their own butts and take care of themselves and kill something and feed themselves. All right, get the extra cheese in that piece and just put it right back here at the back. How good does that look, pal? Get it on there. Don't let it drip. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean, this is where it's at. Look at that. So this is where it all comes together. That venison neck roast, stewed up. It is like butter. So I want you to, Warren, pick up, give it a shake, and just start bringing it back over top of the potatoes, okay? These mushrooms can get so crispy. They're like, bam, crispy, crunchy, almost like pork rinds. So good. And they're gonna be the perfect complement to finishing this dish off. Look at this kid with his plating skills, Matt. He's gonna take YouTube by storm here. All right, now the mushrooms, straight down the top, same way. It's almost like those crispy fried onion straws is what we've got going on here, but we've got wild harvested Southwest PA mushrooms. This came together so much better. I mean, we've got cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, HuntChef seasonings, the venison, the veggies, and now we've got that. We're gonna go in with that locked and loaded as a drizzle to the whole thing. And you can pick locked and loaded, hot shot, none of the above, whatever you like. That right there is a wild harvest dream. Everybody, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. Thanks again to all our partners tonight that are supporting the broadcast. Also, I mean, so much. I mean, we're Primitive Patriot Outdoors TV, launched that new app. You got to check them out. Our friends at Nature's Voice Game Calls. And you got to stay tuned for Mountaintop Outdoors Season 5 on the Sportsman Channel. Fur Life TV, I don't even know what season that is. Second with us with them coming up on the Sportsman Channel, and so much more. If you haven't gone to the website and signed up for the email list, I would strongly encourage you to do so. Email list always finds out all our cool new stuff first. And please, if you can, hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. And don't forget, just launched all 3 barbecue sauces now live. Thanks a million. Get the next generation in the woods, on the water, and in the kitchen. And always eat
What you kill.
what he said. Night, everybody. He's like, definitely cheesy, Matt. He's
I
definitely
like
my
it.
son. I love it. I love it.